Oh, it's Sean from the Story Till Now. He wants to know if we're interested in running the Whipsaw Trail. It's definitely been on my list of trails I want to hit one day. How about Saturday? Meet me at my place Saturday morning and I'll handle the rest. The Whipsaw Trail is an overnight trail and he knows I don't camp, right? So it's not that I don't enjoy camping, it's just that I'm not really set up for it. Anytime I typically go out on a multi-day off-roading adventure, we usually rent a house. And I kind of just like sleeping in a bed, having a hot shower, barbecuing. And if you're unfamiliar with the Whipsaw Trail, it is supposed to be an absolutely stunning trail through the, well, I'm gonna say sort of interior of British Columbia. And people come from all over to run this. I've never actually run it, but Sean has, and he explains it perfectly in this little clip.
The Whipsaw Trail, over 150 kilometers of varied off-road terrain with rock crawling, mud holes, hill climbs, and technical sections, making it one of the most challenging and enjoyable off-road journeys in British Columbia.
So yeah, that's gonna be our weekend. I need to get the Jeep ready. We've got a few more mods I wanna put on. It is currently Thursday night and I'm gonna go to Vancouver tomorrow to meet up with Sean and then we're gonna head out Saturday morning. What mods do I need to do still? Well, there's lots of mods I still need to do, but a couple that I want to quickly get done. And the first one is, well, I was hoping to put in some temporary 1.5 inch spacers, but well, when Sean messaged me on Monday, the 1/2 inch ones were the only ones I could get. Now, I might actually get some 1.5 inch tomorrow, and it will be a bit of a game time decision whether or not I can get them in time, but we're gonna throw these 1/2 inch spacers in tonight and try to get a little bit more lift in the front. Or we put the springs in for a gas model. These are 3.5 inch of lift, but the problem is that with these speed bumps, Terraflex's speed bumps, I just don't have enough space between the lower spacer puck for the bump stop and the actual bump stop itself. So I was hoping to get a little bit more space so that I'm not constantly hitting that on the trail. I'm gonna put in these 1/2 inch spacers. Maybe the 1.5 inch ones will come just in the nick of time, or maybe they'll come and we'll be doing it in Sean's garage tomorrow night. We'll see. There's a few other projects here. This is a JCR overhead rack. We're not gonna get that installed in time, as well as it's a tailgate molly rack. And that's gonna have something to do with this ARB dual compressor that I'm gonna be installing. So yeah, don't miss those installs. Hit that subscribe button. But what I wanted to show you is in these boxes. Ignore these other boxes over here. I'm not going to talk about those, but these are what I've been waiting to install, and these are, oh, don't worry, they're durable. These are differential covers. So got a little bit of RTV that comes with them, and so I bought front and rear diff covers. These are made by Spicer. They are the Dana 44 Vantec. I was just about to say aluminum. No, these are cast iron differential covers, and these are super heavy duty. I got the Dana 44 ones, well, the Spicer ones, because, well, they're Spicer Dana 44 axles, and I didn't want to put somebody else's diff cover on there that I'm not really running any of their parts. So I have the front and the rear, or this might be the rear, and that's the front in this box. And the reason that I'm putting those on is well, not so much on the back, but on the front, it's very easy. It can be very easy to slam a rock or something into this diff cover. And the factory diff covers just aren't that strong. They're definitely not as strong as that iron diff cover from Spicer. And if you hit this and push this in, there's a good chance that you'll drive it right into your ring gear. So I think this is they're not very expensive, and it's a great mod. Also, they look pretty cool. But we're gonna put these on both the front and the rear. Now the other thing is, I don't know why, and whoever designed these, but on the JL, on the front diff, the gear oil drain plug is on the bottom. And I have seen so many of these get mashed that you can't get them out, that they've actually started to rotate and come out. Imagine this coming out on the trail. That'd be crazy. So the other thing that I grabbed, well, the diff cover doesn't do anything for that, Although it does sort of reinforce this edge if you landed on something. Move some of this out of the way. Where did I put them? In this box here, yes. Okay, hang on. You guys can, Corvette tripod. Nice sharp knife. I said I would never use this knife to open boxes. This is my super sharp titanium knife that I've kind of reserved for cutting vinyl and things like that, but whatever, we're gonna open this up. And my good friends at Northridge have taped 2 boxes together, probably to save on shipping, in case you're wondering where I order most of my parts from, Northridge 4x4. So this comes from Rancho. Look at these fancy beasts. So this is, I think, the front one. This is a differential glide plate. I've never actually used this, and I thought, well, let's give it a try. This is going to bolt on to the bottom. Oh, almost hit the Jeep. This is gonna bolt onto, ruin this nice powder coating. That's okay. It's gonna see some abuse. But if this is the front one, we're gonna bolt this on like that. And we're gonna lose a little bit of ground clearance, but it's gonna protect this drain plug and the front lip of the differential, which is pretty vulnerable. So we can still get at the drain plug, but it's gonna give us a little bit of steel before the drain plug. So we're gonna bolt this on when we do the diff cover, because we have to take some of these bolts out anyways. And I have one for the rear. The rear is not as vulnerable, but the difference with the rear, well, let's go grab it. All right, so this one is the rear, and it's got a fancy little strap. A little bit different shape. This one is the rear because it has no drain plug hole in it. So the rear, figure, well, we might as well order them both. Probably can't hear me there. Figure we might as well order them both. Yeah, there we go. And so the rear is gonna bolt on something like that. And so this is where I guess you call them glide plates. So if you look here on the leading side of the diff, that's going to eliminate all these ridges and edges from hanging up. Now we are going to lose a little bit of clearance, maybe ½ an inch. So that may be more of a problem than not down the road. We'll give it a try. But what we're not going to have are these ridges and edges to hang up on. So maybe an obstacle that we would have hung up on that was just too tall, just slightly too tall, we might be able to ride up on it and slide over, because now there's nothing to get hung up on. So we're gonna swing by Mike's place. He's got a lift, which is gonna really help with putting in those spacers. We're gonna basically change out the diff oil and put on those new covers. And with that, we're gonna put these guys on. And then tomorrow, we're gonna head over to Vancouver and meet up with Sean from the Story Till Now and go do the Whipsaw Trail. So if you wanna see that video, you wanna see this thing out on the trail for the first time, pretty much, well, with its lift and its 37s, hit that subscribe button, because those videos are coming next.